Hello and welcome to your January 2025 reading. It's a collective reading, so we're going to work with the collective energies and see what January holds for us all this month, the energies that we've got to work with together. Also, Happy New Year. I hope you had a fabulous time over the holidays if you celebrated them, and also if you didn't. So should we get straight into it? I've got the Rider-Waite deck here, and I have the Light Seers deck. I always get mixed up with the name of that. So we'll just have a little look at what energy we have. We'll go with the general energy, so we'll pull 4 cards for that. Then we'll pull 4 cards for the positive energies that we've got to work with this month, and then 4 cards for the challenges that we may be coming towards this month as a collective, and then I'll just clarify them. So I'll do that with this, I'll clarify with the Light Seers deck. So let's get started. So 4 cards for the general energies of the month of January for us all as a collective. Okay, we have the 7 of Cups to kick off with. We have the Empress. We have the Hanged Man, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. Can you see that? Sorry, the lighting's a bit rubbish. It's really dark outside. I think we're on winter lighting mode today. Okay, so let's just clarify this 7 of Cups. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. Then the Empress. Let's see what clarifier we've got for that. Oh, I've started already. The cards are going everywhere. Apologies. It's really cold at the moment. My hands are like ice. Here in my little studio, it's quite chilly. Oops. Some have gone there. We'll have this one. The Sun with the Empress card. We have the 8 of Cups with the Hanged Man. And we have the Chariot with the 8 of Pentacles. I'll just grab these. And that one. There we go. We have our deck back together again. Okay, so general energies for the month of January. We've got the 7 of Cups, and that's all about bringing things down to earth, bringing dreams and ideas that maybe you've been having, bringing them down to earth. So as a collective this month, we, at the beginning of January, the beginning of a new year, we all have hope for how the year is going to play out. So it's all about, picking those projects, those dreams, those ideas that we want to work with as a collective and as individuals, and begin to bring them down to earth, begin to put them into, bring them into reality. With that card, we've got the Queen of Swords, and she's all about seeing things clearly, beginning to see things clearly, because maybe things haven't felt as clear cut in the past as you may have wanted it to be. But with the Queen of Swords, she's really starting to see the best way to move forward with something. The clouds are starting to clear, and she's looking out towards the future, towards where to next. So hopefully, as a collective, we're all beginning to do that on an individual level, and then that all adds up to where we're moving forward as a whole. Okay, and then we have the Empress, which she's all about nurturing. She's about creativity. She's about compassion and love. So that's a brilliant place to start in January. So having compassion and love for yourself, and then that radiates out into others. And with her is the Sun. So it's a really lovely, warm selection of energy to start the year off with. The Sun is all about, having the abundance, having the opportunities, having all the lovely things in life that we need to flourish, because everything on earth requires the sun to grow and flourish, and that is what the sun is telling us here. She's, it's shining on that lovely Empress card, who is brings things to life. She's very fertile. She's filled with new ideas. She's actually really great at bringing things out into life, and the sun is there to help that happen, to nourish whatever it is that's going to be brought into life, and to shine a light on it, to warm it, to give it all the lovely things that it needs to grow. So hopefully, as a collective, we're sharing that love, we're sharing that compassion for each other, and we're also, as a whole, beginning to grow and help things flourish. Maybe communities, maybe projects that you're working on as a community, helping those things to grow and flourish throughout January. We've also got the Hanged Man. And that is about looking at things from a different direction. Obviously, he's hanging upside down. He's hanging from the tree of life. He's been hung there for a long old time, waiting for enlightenment. And he's feeling enlightened now. He's beginning to see things as they are. And it's taken him to be hanging upside down for a long time. He's had the patience, and now he's beginning to see things as they are. So I think things are starting to become clear for a lot of people. People are starting to see things how they really are. And actually then acting on that, because they can see things, the reality of things, seeing how things actually are, but they're beginning to feel enlightened. We've also got the Eight of Cups, and that's about walking away from a situation or something or somebody. And when we start to see the reality of situations and the reality of how things actually are, then that gives us the knowledge that we need. And sometimes it gives us the push that we need to walk away from things, to move away from something, and to just start afresh. And that's something, from the outside looking in, others may perceive it to be really great. And like, what are you walking away from that for? It's you've got it good, it's really good. But actually, it doesn't serve a purpose for you anymore. It's not in alignment with you anymore. And because you've spent time, waiting for that enlightenment, you've been looking at things from a different direction, from a different perspective, and now you're seeing things for how they are, and you're beginning to walk away from things. And I think that's happening as a collective. We're starting to see that maybe the way that we live life as a collective isn't fit for purpose anymore, and things need to change. And we started looking at things from a different perspective, because we've had to. Whatever your views are about world politics, climate change, I think all of these things are all coming into our eye line now. We've sort of been made to look at things and examine them a little bit closer, and we're beginning to find the clarity. We're beginning to see things for how they really are, and because we've had to been forced to look at things from a slightly different perspective. And now, I think a lot of people, as the collective community of people, we're starting to change the way that we're doing things. We're starting to walk away from the old ways of being, the old ways of thinking, the old ways of doing, old things that we have done. And I think the momentum is growing for that. So we've also got the Eight of Pentacles, and that's all about honing your skills, about working hard, about educating yourself, about learning about your craft, whatever it is that you are interested in, or that brings you passion and joy. It could be work, it could just be a hobby, something that you enjoy. And it could be that as a collective we are beginning to inform ourselves and work hard and find knowledge about things that are important and that affect us all as a whole. And I think people are beginning to put some time and effort into things, learn about things, and just really find that knowledge. And deeper knowledge about and more informed about things than we have been before, because we're being, as I say, we're sort of being pushed into it for whatever reason. And then we have got the Chariot, and again that's forward momentum, about really moving towards our destiny, moving towards the path that we should be on, and being focused, and being not letting anything drag us off in any other direction than the one that we're meant to be going on. So hopefully as a collective this month, we are really starting to move towards a place of alignment, I think, is what all these cards are telling us. That place of alignment with compassion, bringing new things into life, and just seeing things from a different perspective, leaving behind the things that we don't want, that don't fit with us anymore, that don't fit with our lives, and just to grow our knowledge and to hone our skills, the things that are important to us, the things that fit with our destiny, our life purpose, and to just really plough towards that. So let's have a few cards, find the right deck. We'll have 4 more cards to find the positive things that are going to help us through this month of January. So, sorry. Got really, really cold hands. It's so chilly. I can't seem to get this room warmed up. So I do apologise. One's gone on the floor already. I'm going to pick it up. It is Temperance. Temperance to kick off with. Then we have the 3 of Cups. And we have the Devil. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So let's have some clarifiers with that. See what else we have here. I hope you have all had a really nice time over the last month. I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. And also, if you like the reading, or if you've got any comments to add, down in the comments, a little message would be always lovely. And it's always nice to have new subscribers. I'm really... This year for me is going to be all about growing this community. So it'd be really lovely if you hopped on board with a subscribe. And obviously like the video if you like it. So let's have some cards for the month of January. Clarifiers. Okay, we have Judgment, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay, so Temperance and Judgment. So Temperance is all about turning one thing, it's card of alchemy, turning one thing into another. So to maybe turning negative into positive. It's also about being divinely connected, but yet with your feet still firmly on the ground. So as a positive thing that's coming from the energy that we've got to work with for the month of January, we've got that balance, that balance of the divine connection and the earth grounded connection. And we've also got the potential of turning anything that we deem to be slightly negative or lower vibrational into something that's more higher vibrational. And with that comes this new beginning, because Judgment card is all about a new lease of life, stepping out as one thing and then changing into something else. So this a rebirth. So actually it is probably more about the alchemy of the potential for new beginnings, and a complete new beginning of, maybe because you've had to look at things from a different perspective, and the collective is starting to see things in a different way. You've got this opportunity for this brand new start, this brand new you, that will come from having that connection to your higher self and the deep connection to the earth. And then within that, you're changing from one person into another in a really positive way. So the potential and the energy is there for that, if you so wish, in the month of January. And that sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Because we're all in January, it's all about New Year's resolutions, and I want to become fitter, I want to be to be harder working, I want to be this, that and the other. And so it's that active change in yourself. And so I think that is the energy that is around this month, about improving yourself in some way. But finding that balance, that and that divine connection and groundedness with the earth will help you on your way to find yourself and to get yourself into a place of alignment where you are able then to be your true self. So we have the Three of Cups, and that's a lovely card. That's about celebrating and having that connection with your community around you, your people, the people that make you happy, the people that you go to celebrate something with, the people that you go to commiserate with. So the month of January, the energy, the connection with people around you is going to be, is going to be high. You're going to have that opportunity to connect with those nearest and dearest around you, those people that you care about, to celebrate the small wins in life, to celebrate, the good things, the positive things that are happening in the month of January. And we've got the King of Pentacles with that, and he is the smartest, not the smartest, the wealthiest king in the pack. He makes smart financial moves. He's very careful with his money. And so maybe you are finding yourself in the energy of being really good with your money this month, because we all know it's like, always feels by the end of the month, it always feels like the 99th of January, doesn't it? It's the longest month of the year. And so maybe, by connecting with others, by stepping out with others and doing stuff that maybe doesn't cost that much money, being together in that is going to make your month feel more positive and more uplifting than maybe it would do on a usual year, because January can be a bit grim, can't it? Certainly here in this side of the world, the weather can be really grim. It's very dark, it's very miserable, it feels very long. We've all got no money because we spent it all over in December having fun and on Christmas. And so, the month of January, the positive things that we've got is that we've got each other. And with each other we can make the savings and make smart, financial choices, doing things that are free and just connecting with each other to have fun and to lift our spirits in the month of January. Okay, so we have the Devil, and that's positive things, comes under the positive things, energies that we've got going on this month, and he's with the Page of Cups. So the Devil is generally all about those lower vibrational feelings, those lower vibrational behaviours, or the energies that we, things that don't serve us very well. So things like fear, things like greed, things like lust, and things that behaviours that we maybe use as coping mechanisms when we're having a difficult time, but in a positive way. This can be that we've got the potential to take a step back from those things. Maybe they've been, by bringing it up. I always think that the Devil, when it comes up in advance, is all about just highlighting it and just to say, well, actually, you don't need that way of being anymore because you've got this way. So I think maybe that we've, over the last maybe 12 months or whatever, obviously different for everybody, we've begun to start learning new ways of coping, of new ways of being, and not necessarily falling down that devil rabbit hole of, excess drinking, excess shopping, excess eating. We're starting to work with the more positive sides of that, and being more aware of that, and maybe finding new ways of dealing with things and new ways of being, rather than feeling those lower vibrational energies, because we've got some really lovely energy here in January. New beginnings, all the sun, the compassion and the love of the Empress, highlighted and amplified with that lovely Sun card. The ability of walking away from things that no longer serve us. This is all, I think January is all about being in alignment, and those negative, lower vibrational ways of being and feeling don't serve us anymore. And I think we are as a collective, certainly not all of us, but a huge amount of us are starting to see that there are actually other ways of dealing with things. We don't have to fall into those old patterns, and it's all about lifting each other, supporting each other, being a community, and helping each other to lift each other up into that more positive way of being. We've got the Page of Cups, and he leads from his heart. He's beginning to really learn to manage his emotions in a much better way, and it's quite interesting to see him sort of connected with that Devil card, because he is the page. He's not the king. He's not fully in charge of his emotions, but he's beginning to learn how to to not get dragged into exterior drama, to settle his interior world, and not to let things get out of hand so that he falls into those old patterns of behaviour, those old negative emotional states. So I think it's really lovely that those two are together, because I think it definitely means that as a whole, as a collective, we are starting to find ways to manage, certainly through the month of January, the energy's there to keep things lighter, to keep things more positive, and not to fall down into those really lower vibrational ways. So we've also got the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Swords in our positive cards for this month. And the Queen of Pentacles, she's the richest queen in the pack. She is very much in alignment with the things that she wants to attract in her life. So hopefully during this month, we are finding ways to again get in alignment in a positive way, in order to draw the things that we need into our lives. And that can be, it doesn't have to be huge. When I say the things that we need, it could just be that you need a new camera for work. It could be that you need 2 new tyres for your car so that you can get to work. The universe has a way of providing if we find ourselves in alignment, and if we trust, and if we just surrender ourselves to the flow of life. And the Queen of Pentacles, she's really good at doing that. She's really open, she's really positive, she's in alignment with the things that she wants, and in order to draw those things to her, and she does draw those things to her because of for those reasons. The Page of Swords coupled with the Queen of Swords, she's filled with new ideas and new potential inspirations to help her to find that place of alignment. So hopefully this month of July, I'm 6 months ahead, this month of January, you're going to have that energy to work with, of new bright ideas coming your way to help you find and draw that abundance towards you, to help you find yourself in that place of alignment, so that things can naturally gravitate towards you. Okay, so let's have 4 cards that are potential challenges for the month of January. Oh dear, I really do apologise. I am literally throwing cards left, right and centre today. Sorry. Okay, give these a good shuffle. So potential challenges for the month of January. There we go. First one's popped out. Potential challenges. The 10 of Pentacles. There you go. The 6 of Pentacles. The Justice card. And the Lovers card. Okay. Let's have 4 cards to clarify that. Okay, one more shuffle. Right, we've got the Page of Pentacles has just popped out to go with the 10 of Pentacles. We've got the 8 of Swords with the 6 of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Wands with Justice, and we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Lovers card. Okay, so potential challenges throughout the month. I think finances are always a toughie in January, aren't they? We've got the Ten of Pentacles here, but obviously, you know, we're looking at this as a challenge. So maybe we're not feeling as flush as we would like to be. We're not feeling like we've got all the abundance that we need, as much as we would like, or as we would need during the month of January. And that's coupled with the Page of Pentacles, and she's generally the card of beginning to draw that abundance towards you, finding ways of bringing the things that you need towards you. So I think, you know, obviously financial difficulties are a huge thing for a lot of people, for most of the collective, unless, you know, you really affluent. It is generally a struggle for a lot of people during the month of January, of those finances, isn't it? So we've also got the Six of Pentacles, and that's generally about finding balance. It's about finding the flow of life, not overly giving, not overly receiving. Again, that can be, you know, balancing finances, you know, being careful not to spend too much, being careful, you know, to not overdo it, and to find that balance. But maybe obviously the month of January, that can be quite challenging. You can often find yourself, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul, to pay the bills, and pay things that popping up throughout the month. So, you know, that could be a potential challenge throughout the month. You know, not a surprise. January is like I say, the 99th of January, when you finally get your wages, and you know, you find yourself during that month, it can be quite challenging. And we've got the Eight of Swords with that. So, you know, just be mindful that, you know, to keep things into perspective, to not overblow things, not to let your mind get overly carried away and overthinking things too much, and creating bigger problems where they're only actually smaller. That's generally the Eight of Swords, is when you're creating problems that are of your own making. Your mind's just, you know, getting carried away with itself and making things feel bigger than they actually are. So maybe it's not, you know, you're not actually, things aren't as tight as you imagine them to be. So just try and keep things right sized. Don't get swept up in the stress and drama of finances. Just, you know, keep a budget, write things down, make sure you know exactly what's going on and when it's going on, and just try not to get too swept up in the drama of things, and too upset about the flow of things, because things will improve come the end of the month. Things will start getting better. We've got the Justice card, and he's all about, again, it's about balance, about doing things the right way. And maybe, you know, you're finding it a struggle to find that balance during the month of January. But we've got the Nine of Wands there, and she's a card of resilience and a card of not giving up. So, you know, you might have to be a little bit creative this month, with your abundance, of however that looks for you. But you know, you are strong, you are resilient, you've got the strength and the passion to move on. You might have been through a bit of a rough time at the beginning of the month, but it will get better. The Nine of Wands, it's the wounded soldier. So he's been through the war, but he's actually still standing, and he's moving forward because he's pushing forwards. He's very resilient, and everything will be all right, because, you know, it always is, isn't it? So just keep pushing forwards. It'll be all right on the night. Then we've got the Lovers card, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Lovers is obviously that deep connection with somebody close to you, a relationship. And the Seven of Pentacles is about, you know, putting your time and energy into something, figuring out what works and what doesn't. So as a challenge this month, you know, it may well be that as a you know, whether it's business partners, life partners, you know, your family partnership that you have at home, someone that you're connected to on a financial footing, you may well need to look at what's working and what's not, and prune and get rid of anything that you don't need, and just put your time and energy into the things that are working for you, and just get rid of the things that aren't, as a collective, as a family. And you know, that could be as a collective, it could be something that, you know, a group that you're working with on a bigger level. But I think those are the challenges that you've got potentially for this month, and yes, most of them are financial, actually. So, but you know, it'll soon be February. So, and there's all sorts of lovely positive things going on, excuse me, all the, you know, connections with other people, getting yourself in alignment. I think this month of January is all about preparing yourself and getting yourself in the best state possible for the rest of the year. So really trying to figure stuff out, trying to get yourself, you know, in a real positive place, finding that connection with the divine, finding that connection with the earth, and really just pushing forward with it, informing yourself, finding the knowledge, any knowledge, and learning as much as you can in these dark months when there's not a lot going on. Learn, you know, make use of your time. And more than anything is embrace that energy of the lovely Empress card. And you know, she's got that sun amplifying all the lovely things that she's got going for the Empress, and that's the energy that you've got to work with, all that love, that compassion, fertility, nurturing, bringing things into life, being creative, and yeah, just using that to help yourself get into a place of alignment. So I hope this has been helpful. Your personal readings are going to be coming very shortly. It's been a bit of a mad December, so I'm trying to play catch up. But in the meantime, have a really great month, and I look forward to seeing you soon.